What obstacle you threw in the way of Michael Jordan? He knocked him out.
He overcame it.
He knocked him out. Jordan was the kind of dude that would roll up on you, right? You could have the finest ass honeys in the room. Don't mean nothing to him.
When people talk about greatness in the NBA, the debate often turns into a numbers game. Championships, MVPs, records. But Stephen A. Smith reminds us that when it comes to Michael Jordan, it's never just about the stats. Jordan's greatness lived in his aura, the intimidation he carried, the unshakable respect he earned, and that relentless fire that made him different from anyone who ever stepped on the court. If you live for basketball stories like this, make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications, and jump into the comments so we can keep breaking the game down together. Stephen A. kicks things off by pointing out that in Jordan's era, there wasn't even a debate about who the best was. Every player who lived through those years would tell you the same thing. There was Jordan, and then there was everyone else. It wasn't up for discussion. It was simply the truth that defined the league.
But the reason there were no other options is because anybody that played in that era would tell you there could not possibly be another option because Michael Jordan was head and shoulders above them all.
Stephen A. then dives into how Jordan's greatness wasn't defined by ease, but by the way he conquered every challenge thrown his way. No matter what obstacle stood before him, Jordan didn't just overcome it. He crushed it completely. It wasn't just about athleticism or skill. It was about an indomitable mindset, the kind of resilience and adaptability that made him unstoppable. From the powerhouse Eastern Conference teams of the late 80s to the brutal, punishing defenses of the Detroit Pistons, Bad Boys, and later the immense pressure of sustaining a dynasty through the 90s, Jordan met every test with evolution. He adjusted, sharpened his craft, and came back fiercer every single time. Winning wasn't enough for him. He needed to dominate so thoroughly that no doubt remained. Stephen A. emphasizes that Jordan's greatness didn't depend on luck or circumstance. It was a constant force, unbending and unrelenting, no matter how high the wall in front of him stood.
What obstacle you threw in the way of Michael Jordan? He knocked him out.
He overcame it.
He knocked him out.
He beat every challenge. He broke every opponent. Stephen A. then shares something he's heard time and time again from players themselves. You didn't just respect Michael Jordan, you feared him. That fear was something entirely different, something no other player commanded. Respect is earned through talent and achievement, but fear takes it further. It gets in your head before the ball even tips off. It changes how you prepare, how you think, how you play. Jordan earned that fear through years of cold-blooded performances, clutch shots, and an unbreakable will to win. Every time he stepped onto the floor, opponents knew he had the skill, the mindset, and the killer instinct to seize control of the game at any moment. Stephen A. drives home that Jordan's dominance wasn't just physical, it was psychological warfare. His very presence carried a weight built from years of delivering when others crumbled. That aura made defenders hesitate for just a second, and that second was all Jordan ever needed. It's a rare kind of power, and as Stephen A. makes clear, it's what made Michael Jordan not only the greatest, but untouchable.
What I would tell you, everyone has religiously said to me, you feared Jordan. You respect all these.
Stephen A. goes even deeper into the psychological grip Jordan had on his opponents, describing a fear that went far beyond trash talk. This wasn't about words, it was about follow-through. Jordan was the kind of player who could look you in the eye before tip-off and tell you he was going to drop 50 on you, and then he'd actually do it. That combination of supreme confidence and flawless execution created a level of dread no other player inspired. It's one thing to face someone great. It's another to face someone who calls his shot and hits it every single time. That kind of dominance wasn't luck. It came from relentless preparation. Jordan didn't just believe he'd beat you. He knew it, because he had studied every move you made, every weakness in your defense, until stopping him became impossible. His words weren't predictions, they were promises, and he delivered on them with surgical precision.
Fear that Jordan would instill in you because he was the kind of person that, like, I'm gonna drop 50 on you tonight. and he would do it.
After breaking down Jordan's offensive brilliance, Stephen A. shifts the focus to another side of his greatness, his defense. He reminds us that once Jordan embarrassed you on offense, he wasn't done. He'd turn right around and lock you up on the other end. That's what made him so different. Most elite scorers save their energy for offense, but Jordan took pride in being dominant on both sides of the floor. Stephen A. stresses that Jordan didn't just win by outscoring you. He won by making sure you couldn't score at all. When you're up against someone who can drop buckets on you and then make every shot you take feel impossible, it drains your confidence and breaks your will. That was Jordan's true power, the total control he had over every aspect of the game. His blend of offensive firepower and defensive suffocation set a standard that remains unmatched, proving that greatness isn't just about points, it's about domination from start to finish.
Then he turned around and defensively shut your ass down. I'm telling
Stephen A. then offers a more intimate look into Jordan's mentality, capturing the depth of his obsession with winning. He describes how Jordan could walk into a room full of distractions, bright lights, glamorous people, even the most beautiful women, and none of it would faze him. His focus stayed locked on one thing, the opponent he was about to destroy. That image says everything about who Jordan was. His competitive fire wasn't something that flickered depending on the moment. It burned constantly. While others could be thrown off by off-court temptations or lose focus, Jordan's mind never wavered. Stephen A. makes it clear this wasn't just discipline. It was a near-obsessive commitment to domination. Every matchup was personal, every game a chance to prove superiority, and nothing could pull him away from that mission. That laser focus was what made him so consistently unstoppable. Jordan didn't just show up ready. He showed up locked in every single time. His priorities never changed. Win the matchup, win the game, and leave no doubt. Stephen Yest's depiction reminds us that Jordan's greatness was built not only on talent, but on an unmatched mental edge, the kind of discipline and drive that very few athletes in any era have ever possessed.
Jordan was the kind of dude that would roll up on you, right? You could have the finest ass honeys in the room. Don't mean nothing to you.
Stephen A. wraps it up by highlighting Jordan's razor-sharp focus on the opponent's best player. He describes how Jordan's eyes would light up the moment he locked onto his target. It wasn't curiosity, it was the look of a predator zeroing in on prey. That intensity marked the start of a personal mission to dismantle whoever stood across from him. Stephen A. paints it like a hunter stalking his challenge. Jordan sought out the biggest threat and made it his goal to completely shut them down. Doing so didn't just take away the opponent's strongest weapon, it sent a chilling message to the entire team. If your best guy can't hang, what chance do the rest of you have? That was psychological warfare at its peak. Jordan thrived on these battles, feeding off the chance to face greatness and crush it head-on. He didn't avoid competition, he chased it. Every matchup against an elite player was fuel for his fire, a chance to reaffirm his place at the top. Stephen Yest's depiction perfectly captures why Jordan remains the ultimate benchmark for basketball greatness, because he never feared the fight. He hunted it, owned it, and turned it into legend.
Till he see the star he about to go against with him.
Stephen A. Smith's deep dive into Michael Jordan's unyielding will to win isn't just a highlight reel of moments, it's a blueprint for what true greatness looks like. From being universally recognized as the best of his era to conquering every obstacle in his path, striking fear into opponents, dominating both offensively and defensively, locking in with unmatched focus, and actively hunting the toughest challenges, Jordan embodied the pure essence of competition. His greatness wasn't defined by stats or trophies alone. It was a mindset, one that can't be taught, copied, or replicated. Stephen Yest's words make one thing crystal clear. Jordan wasn't just another all-time great. He was the standard. And while fans will argue GOAT debates forever, those who saw him play and those who truly understand the psychology of the game know the truth. Michael Jordan stands alone at the summit, and nothing, and no one, will ever surpass that.